Hey, I just want to acknowledge this super chat. Got to go to a festival for the 4th. You're having fun on the 4th while we're watching Socialism. Okay, fine. I'll come back and watch everything, Karlyn. I got to take breaks. This gets me depressed after a while. Listen, I just want to mention this. It is very, very, very common for people when they find my content. It is very common for people to go through the 5 stages of grief. I'm not even joking. There is a mourning process that takes place when people start watching Socialism with me, where they realize that everything the right-leaning influencers have ever said to them is wrong about the left, where they have to give up their talking points that they've been saying for years because all of a sudden they're confronted with the fact that it isn't true, where they realize just how strategic and organized the left are, where they realize how overwhelming this problem is. It is very common for people when they're first encountering this to get depressed. It is very common for people to need to take breaks from it. And I want to encourage people to do that. But I also want to remind people that this is real. I'm not making any of this up. I'm literally just showing you what's happening in the world. And I also want to remind people that you're very lucky that you have a supportive community of people here who, everyone who has been watching Socialism with me for years, and there are some people who have literally been watching Socialism with me since I started doing this. Every single person here has been through the same process. That's why I know what's going on. There are people who get, if you go back and watch videos of me 2 years ago on the internet, I went through this live on the internet as I was learning this stuff in real time. When I was learning this stuff in real time, I developed a little bit of a reputation for yelling and shouting a lot on the internet. And there was a reason for that, because I was really pissed off. I was like infuriated by all this information. I was like, why didn't anyone ever tell us this? And so I yelled at a lot of people on the internet. And I try to yell less today than I did a couple years ago because I've reached a stage of acceptance with this stuff now. It took me a while to work through all the different stages of mourning. But like, what's really great is that we do now have a lot of people who have been through the 5 stages of grief, and everyone's come out on the other side. And so if you're going through the stages of grief, you have people in the chat to commiserate with because they all understand. And it's totally fine to take breaks and do stuff like that. Okay. Just come back. Don't pretend to, you're all taking this is the real red pill right now. You are not going to be able to take the blue pill again after you get into Socialism. Okay. But it's going to be fine.